Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, doing my best Darth Vader today because something's wrong with my voice. But glad to be here talking to you about you and your business. And speaking of voice, which leads to communication, we've got an expert on that, Robyn Hatcher. She is a speaker, coach, author, and she's with she has a website called etc.com. Robyn, welcome to the program. How are you today?
Hi, Kevin. I'm great. How are you doing?
Well, besides my voice, I'm doing awesome, thanks. So tell me a little bit about yourself and Speak, Etc.
Well, I'm passionate about helping people to develop who it is that they are and the way that they're meant to be. You know, we're all walking around thinking about how to present ourselves. It is one of the most critical things that you can do. I, having been a shy individual as a child, my nickname was Shy, I now help people bring out the great qualities within them in an authentic, effective, engaging way so that you are really communicating your greatness.
Okay. And so tell me, who would be a typical client of yours?
I have clients that range from the small business owners to large corporations who bring me in to work with their individuals. So say they have an associate or a sales manager or a VP who needs to polish and up-level the way they're communicated so that they can advance or so that they can engage more effectively with their clients. I come in and I pinpoint what it is that person, it may be a nonverbal take, it may be the way that they get to the bottom line or don't get to the bottom line, how to create a conversation or communication that is authentic to themselves and can really hit and engage a listener. So I work with a lot of financial services individuals. I work sometimes in the nonprofit sectors. I work with lawyers. I work with marketing executives. I work with salespeople to really help them elevate the way they communicate.
Yeah. You probably don't necessarily have a lot of these as clients, but I would think like anyone in the whole IT sphere where lingo is a big problem, in my opinion, when they're trying to talk to people who aren't familiar with the lingo, helping them develop language that's relevant.
Exactly. I definitely do. I go into some corporations and work with their IT departments in order to do exactly that. And everybody, we all fall into this lingo, jargon stuff. And it's so critical that you know that if 1% of your listener does not know what you're talking about, they're going to zone out and not be able to understand or engage with your presence because they're trying to figure things out. And IT especially, we're sort of taught to think that to sound smart by using big words or using jargon or using lingo. That doesn't make you sound smart. It just makes you feel distant.
Yeah. I think the smartest language is the language that's understood.
Yes.
So yeah, absolutely. So what got you into this business?
Well, like I said, I was extremely shy as a child, and one of the fixes that I fixed myself really was to become an actor. So I became an actor, professional actor for a long time. In the interim, I started writing. I wrote screenplays. I wrote for the soaps. I wrote for daytime dramas, and I started teaching English as a second language, where I realized that so many people were learning the words. They were learning the grammar. They were learning the pronunciation of the language, but they were not learning how to communicate in that language. They weren't learning how to take who it is that they were and communicate it to someone in the language that I was sharing with them. So I said, you know what, there's got to be a better way. So what I did was I married all of the skills that I had. I married my acting skills, my writing skills, and my teaching skills, and I created a public speaking class for those second language adult learners. And their learning curve was tremendous. I mean, the difference was huge. They were actually learning how to communicate in English. Then I realized, and it was such a hit in the university where I was teaching, that I started teaching native speakers, and I fell in love with the art of communication, because it is an art.
Yeah, absolutely. No question about it. What's the biggest challenges you typically face in terms of resistance when you work with people?
The resistance, when they come to me, most of it is like, do I have to? Does it matter? Because I work a lot on the vocal, the nonverbal skills, like so the physical, the body language, the vocal tone, the inflection, the pitch of your voice, all of that really matters. I know that I listened to another one of your guests who has talked about it is over 90% of your communication is nonverbal. Some of the resistance is that, once they get to know me kind of resistance, they get it, or I can get away with that. And what I've done is I've really married a lot of neuroscience to my teaching and my training, because neurologically we are programmed in certain ways to take in information when it is visual. And when I marry that research that I've done and the research that is all out there with the effects and the skills that I'm teaching, that can get through a lot of that resistance.
Yeah. What are your credentials? What is your academic background and experience?
Well, I have a BFA in theater, which is my big experience. I'm a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, and all of the other work is in knowledge. And I have a DISC, the DISC profile assessment training, and all the rest of it is my self-taught.
Very good. And let me give you that website one more time. Robyn Hatcher, speaker, coach, author, guest today on The Price of Business, speaker, etc. I want to say speaker. You need to go out and buy speaker, etc. now. But speak, etc.com. Robyn, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You bet. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. I'm Kevin Price. This is The Price of Business.
She ain't got